Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Every day morning when we come here for Ram Nam chanting, at about 6:30 we are assembled in limited people. Those who come to know, they also join. Otherwise 3-4 people, 5-6 people are regularly there. We take up some portion from Papa Mataji's book. Of late, the prompting comes to take up with the Divine Mother. Even today, we have been wondering why. So when we keep on thinking about it, whatever may be our spiritual discipline outside, but one thing that should not be lost sight of is our ultimate goal to be scaled. The in-depth study of Bhagavad Gita is to relate the God dimension with our day-to-day living. That will also help. But if it is not backed up by this, the risk is that we may treat it still as an object. A person, object, situation. So this should go hand in hand. This is how the prompting comes. When Papa said ceaseless chanting of God's name, side by side with contemplation upon the attributes. So similarly, we must be able to balance it. So that is why every day morning, the Bhagavad Gita book also will be there, but the prompting will be there to take with the Divine Mother. And every day it so happens, Mataji talks about the void. That is the ultimate goal to be scaled. Today, for example, I'll just read. January 18, 1982. Papa's room, Mataji. Mataji, while sipping her morning cup of coffee, observed, if we want to attain Papa, we should become as empty of all body consciousness as the emptiness around us here. Why? For Papa's eternal being is all void. And we can become one with such a Swarup of Papa only if we ourselves become thoroughly empty within and without. Now in the last few days, in Papa's book that is being read here, Ramdas speaks, volume number 1, Papa also emphasizes how to attain the Absolute, the Purushottam, and what the experience of such an attainment is like. Now you will hear Papa's words daily, and you also say you have understood what Papa has been saying. But the fact is, none of you has shown any inclination whatsoever to go on the path shown by Papa. You do not even ask yourself if you have reached any of the stages shown by Papa. If some anxiety at least was there in your heart that you too should attain what Papa has described at length, you would have definitely made a beginning in that direction. That is one, okay? Now, so here this should not be forgotten. Papa is nameless, formless, nirguna, nirvikara, nirakara swarup. That is how he was in the beginning. Then, in order to enjoy the bliss of his own supreme being, Papa brought forth this vast creation consisting of his own supreme being and peopled them with all the creatures which were but his own forms. Then, to help them to attain his universal being, Papa assumed a human form, came down to earth as our Guru to lead us and guide us. Why do you all come here? You come here to learn how to lead your own lives on the tenets of universal love and service. Papa taught us to take his name with our lips, chanting it constantly to dwell mentally on his universal attributes, with our hands to do all the work here as his service, and thus to serve our fellow beings, taking them for his own forms. Thus Papa asked us to do Namdhyan Seva together and assured us that if we did this, we would attain him in no time. It is for this you all have come here, that you might learn here how to serve with universal love, live out your own lives accordingly in your homes and your spheres of activity. That is what Papa had taught me. That is all that I can tell you. Is that enough? Again, in the evening talk, in a talk with the mother, Mataji told her something about the glory of Papa. When you go and look at the sky, don't you see all empty space above and everywhere around? That is Papa. Waving her hand in the space in front of her, this emptiness between us is also Papa. In the beginning, it was all emptiness, all void. Then Papa wanted to enjoy the bliss of himself. So he projected forth this universe, filled it with various creations of his own. Then he himself came in various forms to teach us how to realize his eternal being. Papa taught me to attain eternal being by following the path of Namjapa, Dhyan and Seva. And he is now making me to tell the same thing to all those who come to me. Papa is not far from us. He is right within us. Papa is like a loving mother, ever watchful over us. All we have to do is to turn to him who is within us and address our prayers to him. In the beginning, my Papa, who is eternal infinite, existed as emptiness void. He felt like enjoying his own eternal being. As soon as Papa felt like this, he projected forth out of his eternal infinite being, this vast creation. He became Purusha and Prakriti, and also Shiva and Shakti. He created the forces of creation, preservation, and destruction. As Prakriti, he manifested himself as all the names and forms in the world. Since then, he had been appearing in the world from time to time as the different teachers to instruct us how to attain the eternal being and partake of the eternal bliss. In the same way, the eternal and infinite Papa appeared in the world as beloved Papa Swami Ramdas to teach us how to attain him even by living in the world. By first leading the life of a householder himself, Papa taught us how to do our sadhana at home. For about 2 years, before he adopted sannyas, Papa practiced severe austerities, fasted on many occasions, reduced his diet to mere 2 potatoes, which he boiled himself. All the time, while doing his sadhana, Papa did not renounce his work. He was running a handloom and printing and dyeing establishment. Though, as a result of his sadhana, his mind was going more and more Though, as a result of his sadhana, his mind was going more and more within, he kept on working till the last moment, thus not neglecting any of his duties. At the same time, his Ramnam went on unabated. Even while working, walking, doing anything, he continued to chant Ramnam. Thus Papa himself practiced Namdhyan Seva, taught us how we too could attain his eternal being by pursuing that path. Papa made me also walk on this path, and now he himself is making me to tell you what he made me to do. In the beginning, Papa gave me the name, told me to chant it aloud and incessantly so that its sound should fall on my ears. I must hear. Then my mind started running in different directions. Till then, I was not even aware of my mind. I was not even aware that my mind used to run in different directions. But as I started chanting Ramnam, I became aware of my mind's wandering. When I told Papa that my mind was wandering, Papa told me not to worry, but to consider that whatever I saw, whatever I heard, whatever I felt was him and him alone. So whatever I did was his service, all were his forms, and whatever service I rendered, to whomsoever I rendered, was in fact service to Papa's forms. Papa told me to make my mind dwell on his divine attributes. Papa, thou art Nirguna, Nirakara, Nirvikara, Papa. Thou art eternal, infinite, all-pervading. Thou hast become everything. Thou art beyond everything. Such a Papa is seated in my heart. Thus Papa made me do Bhakti Yoga, taking his name incessantly, Jnana Yoga, contemplating on his attributes, and Karma Yoga, serving all his forms simultaneously. So every day we will also read a few lines so that everything is valid, everything we have to do. The Bhagavad Gita in-depth study is also helping us a lot. But somewhere in the corner of our mind we should know. He is prompting us to take up Bhagavad Gita to align ourselves with him through his forms. So ultimately what is needed is remembrance of him. We fail, we forget. We should be very careful that even this Bhagavad Gita project which we are now seriously engaged, we have completed about 108 slokas. 6 slokas in each chapter. So that when we set on this process, we are trying to train our mind that behind every word, behind every object, behind every person, behind every circumstances, there is God dimension, there is God dimension, there is God dimension. If we bereft of this, suppose we pursue that, it might give us some knowledge, no doubt. But the real purpose of feeling his presence within, this should not be lost sight of. Very, very important point. That is why every day he makes us to hear Mataji's words. Somewhere in the corner we should also develop this. Nam Dhyan Seva, no? So in the dhyana aspect, we should also try to bring this dimension. It's a very tough job because to say it is void, easy. But what is void can we explain? How many times Mataji keeps on emphasizing this, How many times she repeats the same definition? So this contemplation on the void aspect. We all remember, Papa used the word great void as the first one. After that he has not used. So that you will start thinking about it. What does that great void means? And Mataji, we used to hear Deha Buddhi, Vishwa Buddhi, that's all. We never used to apply our mind on this word void. So every day we should set up, the purpose is, every day now we are reminded, hey, look here, whatever, you may do Ramnam, you may try to bring in the God dimension behind everything, but be aware that still the me and mine is blocking you from becoming aware of His presence. What is that word in Hindi? Parda, na? Parda hatao. Parda hatao. The screen that blocks our vision, who is within us, that does not make us aware that He is here now and here. So all our sadhanas are to be channelized toward this. And Bhagavad Gita helps us because it is everything has got to do something with our daily life. But that also we should know that He is providing us some clarity through these slokas, makes us to plumb deep within with an idea to connect ourselves with Him. That is important. Is it becoming clear?
Yes, Swami. Yes, Swami.
No.
Yes, Swami. Swamiji, not so clear, Swamiji.
It's not clear, as she said.
Swamiji,
Not clear.
not very clear, Swamiji.
Not very clear, Swamiji.
Not very clear. Whatever spiritual disciplines we are doing, which He has facilitated us, we should know that ultimately it is to know that He is making us to do. He is behind our thought, word and deed. Otherwise what happens? What happens in our bhajan hall? Every day religiously we read Omkarji Maharaj's prayer. Adorable presence, Thou who art within and without, above and below and all around, Thou who art interpenetrating the very cells of our being, Thou who art the eye of our eyes, ear of our ears, heart of our hearts, mind of our minds, breath of our breaths, life of our lives, soul of our souls. Bless us, dear God, to become aware of Thy presence now and here. Every day we are chanting, Every day we are reciting this. Every day we are telling now and here. So any of our discipline should not slip into this. Somebody reads, we repeat. But every day we are reminded, now and here, now and here, even if it's for a fraction of a second. The one which is making my eyes to see, ears to hear, mind to think, breathing to take place, the life force, the consciousness. I should become aware, I should become aware, I should become aware. That is why Puja Mataji introduced that prayer. So now we are reminded. Okay, so far we have been, without applying our mind, we have been doing. Now it is a commitment on our part. Because every day we are praying, Make me aware of thy presence, now and here. And finally, this is all that we ask of thee. That means, we don't know whether we are right or wrong. That means, whatever spiritual discipline whatever activities we are doing it, as a sadhaka, we are only talking about sadhaka. We are not disturbing others. We who feel we are all sadhakas. Are we ensuring that we are moving toward this great ideal? So we are reminded about this because Bhagavad Gita, when we have taken up, on many shlokas, he brings forth this idea itself. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. At all times and in all places, remember me and fight the battle of life. Again, it should not become a ritual, a project. While drafting the example, while drafting the words, we all get a thrill, not merely intellectual thrill, something deeper than that. But again, we have to verify whether it is directing us to become aware or to become aware, to become aware. So somewhere we have to keep on remembering, otherwise it will slip again. The amount of patience, the amount of perseverance, the amount of deep research into Bhagavad Gita, it should not become a lip level exercise. So with that background, we will take up the second chapter. The first chapter we have done. Now is it clear? Padmama?
Yes, Swami.
Yes, Swamiji.
If I practice daily, I will be more clear.
She's saying if we practice every day, it will become more clear. Chandu is while Chandu has sent me, he has changed a few incidents.
That is okay, no?
Okay.
Where is it? Changed one? Email, huh?
serial.
ഇന്നേറ്റല്ലേ?
ഇന്നലെ 2-3 days back.
It will be there, no?
It'll be easier, faster. Chapters 2 and 3. No, this is what we sent. This is what he sent back. Chapter 2. Revised. From Chandrawood. This is still in the email, Kalaja. Yeah, we can go here. Where is the word file? Here.
This one?
Yes, Kalaja.
No, this one.
No, left side one.
This is-
this one. The next one. No, next one. This one.
Chapter number 2, Sankhya Yoga. If chapter 1 shows the confusion of the ego, chapter 2 begins the healing by introducing the immortal nature of the self and the path of wisdom and action. Here Krishna reveals the core teachings of the Gita, that the self is eternal, body is perishable, life becomes sacred when action is performed without clinging to outcomes. This chapter is a powerful refining flame, burning away false identifications, guiding us to self-mastery, equanimity, and purposeful living. Through discrimination and self-control and surrender of ego-driven results, the seeker begins to act from a place of stillness and strength. There are 6 slokas and pointers. 11th sloka, right knowledge guides to the ultimate solution. Again we repeat, the procedure is we open, we go through that particular chapter. Somewhere from inside we will get connected to one sloka. We stop. We go through that sloka. We go through that meaning. Then ponder. How does it relate to our life now, 2025? In our family life, professional life, social life. 1 or 2 lines we get. Then we try, in order to understand this further to us, we try to search for a example from the daily life. So that Gita is linked to our daily life and the refinement. Why are we refining? To become aware of His presence within, we have to refine our mind. So right knowledge, it is with that background, this is undertaken. The first chapter we have finished, now second chapter. Right knowledge guides to ultimate solution. Sorrow comes from misunderstanding reality. True knowledge removes grief by revealing the eternal nature of the self. Sloka number 14. Never be carried away by ups and downs. Life brings joy and sorrow alike. The wise remain steady, knowing that all experiences are passing. Chapter number 48, stay even-minded in all situations. So, success or failure, gain or loss, equanimity is the hallmark of a refined seeker. Slogan number 50, dexterity in action. Spiritual refinement is not passivity, but skillful action without attachment. The art of doing with depth and detachment. Efficiency. Number 66, patience and focus lead to peace. A distracted mind cannot find peace. Stillness comes when the mind is disciplined and anchored in the self. Remain untouched by outer influences. Slogan number 70. Just as the ocean remains full despite incoming rivers, a refined mind remains unaffected by desires and disturbances. Now, if we go through the refinement point, see, it is directly related to our daily life. And core message, true wisdom liberates by revealing the eternal nature of the self, dispelling grief and ignorance. Life's joys and sorrows are fleeting, and the wise minds remain steady, unaffected by external fluctuations. Equanimity in all situations, success or failure, gain or loss, is the hallmark of a refined seeker. Spiritual mastery lies in skillful action performed with detachment, not in passivity. A restless, distracted mind finds no peace, while one anchored in inner stillness experiences true serenity. Like the vast ocean that remains full, despite countless rivers flowing into it, the truly wise remain unshaken by desires and disturbances. They embrace life with clarity, act with excellence, yet without attachment, and cultivate an inner calm that is undisturbed by the changing tides of the world. Slogan number 1 and slogan number 11. Ashocyananvashocastvam prajnavadam cha bhashase gadasuna sumscha nanushochanti panditaha. You grieve for those who should not be grieved for, yet you speak words of wisdom. The wise grieve neither for the living nor for the dead. This is the sloka and this sloka meaning. We try to take them out. Day-to-day life. True understanding banishes needless sorrow. When you see reality clearly, you learn to detach from grief that stem from misperception. Everything is happening. Everything has to happen. So this is how we look at it. It can be interpreted in any manner. And then, what is for instance, Rajiv, a middle-aged businessman, was devastated when his longtime friend and business partner decided to leave their venture. He saw this as a betrayal, drowning in sorrow and regret. His mind replayed every past moment, convinced that their shared success was now last forever. One day, an elderly monk at a temple near his home observed his distress and asked, "What do you grieve for?" Rajiv explained his pain. The monk smiled and pointed to the river flowing. The river has been flowing for centuries. It never clings to the drops that leave it. It embraces new waters constantly. Likewise, life moves forward, not backward. Your sorrow arises from your attachment to a fixed outcome. But right knowledge will show you that everything changes and new opportunities will flow your way. Struck by this wisdom, Rajiv began to see clearly. His grief lifted as he recognized that his journey was far from over. Armed with this new perspective, he went on to build an even stronger business, proving that knowledge, when applied, dissolves unnecessary sorrow. We have personally come across an incident like this. Two people were like brothers, and they joined a particular, what do you call it? It's called workshop. And because of their expertise, customers started coming them, and it was a big success. But still, probably they thought it is a workshop, every day we have to be with the sell this and that. Why not we have something more? Both of them thought about a big company who was now opening branches. So they selected a place and they applied for it. All the parameters of the principal company was met with. Finally, they were appointed as the authorized dealer of a big company. The land was bought, a shed was built up. Suddenly, one partner decided to leave. The other partner is not well off with the office work. This man is well off with office work. Great dilemma. What to do? A lot of money has also been invested. So he said, I am quitting. Whatever money I have invested, you can give me. A lot of things happened then. But this man, though he was at that time, he was unable to handle. He got the right people and then decided to set up that unit. And these people were not in talking terms, so the person who involved himself had to talk to both. Finally, the other man said, I will give him time to give me money. Anyway, I am out. And this man, in such a short time, 2-3 years, he struggled. And it is a beautiful big company, lot of employees, this and that. So I used to see his perseverance. He is also a great bhakta. Great bhakta of Lord Ayyappa. You can tell them, no, it's in English. Where are they coming from? Otherwise, what is the use? They may not be able to understand. Yeah, where are they coming from? Let them go to they are sitting? Little. Then Malayalam അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ഒരു ഗാലറി ഉണ്ട്. ഗാലറി കടക്കുമ്പോൾ ഗേറ്റിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് തന്നെ ഒരു ഗാലറി ഉണ്ട്. അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ കയറിയിട്ട് ചുറ്റും നോക്കിയാൽ ഇതെപ്പോൾ തുടങ്ങി, ആര് തുടങ്ങി, എന്താണ് ഇവിടെ നടക്കുന്നത് എന്നെല്ലാം കുറച്ച് മനസ്സിലാവും. മറ്റിങ്ങനെ വന്നിട്ട് കുറേ കെട്ടിടം കണ്ടിട്ട് പോയാൽ മനസ്സിലാവില്ലല്ലോ. ദയവായിരിച്ച് അതും കൂടി കണ്ടിട്ട് പോകണം കേട്ടോ. ശരി. So what we have been telling is, it had happened. The person who did not feel that he has been betrayed, he did not stop with that. He put in all. He is also a great devotee. God must have some reason for the other person to leave. And then that brought out the inherent quality, latent qualities in him. So this had happened. It is not we have witnessed it. So am I responding with wisdom or reacting from my conditional thinking? When faced with a challenge, am I pausing to seek clarity, or am I allowing my past fears and attachment to shape my response? This is how directly linked. Bhagavad Gita is now getting directly linked with our daily life. Then we move from there to slogan number 14. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama payino nitya stam stitikshasva bharata. O son of Kunti, the interactions of the senses with sense objects bring fleeting perceptions of happiness and sorrow. These are temporary, ever-changing, like the seasons. Therefore, learn to endure them with patience. We live that. The world is in a constant flux. Nothing remains the same. Circumstances arise, provide experiences, then fade away. Just as seasons change, pleasure and pain are transient, one who understands this truth remains unaffected by external fluctuations. We are looking at ourselves, We were a child, growing child, we became an adolescent, we became an adult, we became a young man, like that. Everything is changing. Whatever pleasant, the joy and sorrows at each level, I am leaving, I am not holding on to it. What was giving me joy in my 5th year or 6th year or 7th year or 8th year or 9th year, like that, it is no longer giving me joy. I left it, So the world is in constant flux. Nothing remains. Circumstances arise, provide experiences, then fade away. Just as seasons change, pleasure and pain are transient, one who understands this truth remains unaffected by external fluctuations. For example, Amrit runs a small cafe. Some days this place is packed, he feels on top of the world. Other days barely anyone walks in, and he starts worrying about his future. If he lets these daily ups and downs affect his peace of mind, he will always be anxious. But Amit knew that business, like life, has its seasons. Just as summer brings more cold coffee sales, monsoon slow things down, success and challenge will come and go. Instead of reacting emotionally, he focuses on consistently serving good food, keeping his customers happy, knowing that patience and persistence always pay off in the long run. Here also we remember one incident in a place like Kuttipuram, not like today what we have. It's a beautiful place now. Normally non-vegetarian hotels are there. You cannot find a single vegetarian hotel. So one person, one person stuck to this. He has only a small space. Hari. something like this, only this much, and a table, and here he has got a small kitchen. If you remember a 2 or 3 or 2 plus 2, 4 table and bench, very simple. Whenever we happen to pass through that area, we stop. There will be hardly one customer or something. So we ask him, "Enda Sami kachodu undo? Do you have business?" He said, "It is all, sometimes people will come, some days it won't come. But this is my yajna. Whoever wants vegetarian food, I should provide." And homely. And what we found was, how long you have been doing it? For the past 20 years. Contented. Not merely this profit conscious. He takes it as it. He doesn't leave it if there are downs or ups. Ah. So when we read this, they parade before our mind. So this sloga is not a textual declaration. Oh. He brings before us solid examples, makes us to go there, makes us to view. At that time we were not knowing. Now he makes us to know, I am there, no? In the form of patience, in the form of dedication, in the form of yajna spirit. And it is not a cock and bull story or a tall talk. It is happening. Am I letting temporary ups and downs dictate my inner peace? When faced with challenges, do I react impulsively or can I pause and remind myself that this too shall pass? Slogan number 48. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyau samo bhutva samatvam yogam uchyate. Very important slogan. Established in yoga, perform your actions, O Dhananjaya, renouncing attachment and remaining equal in success and failure. Such even-mindedness is called yoga. Life oscillates between extremes, pleasure and pain, success and failure, etc. A steady mind, like a well-rooted tree, remains unshaken by storms. True refinement lies in unwavering equanimity. A river flows steadily toward the ocean, encountering rocks, fallen trees, uneven terrain along the way. It does not complain, resist, or stop. Instead, it adapts, flowing over, around, or even through obstacles while maintaining its purpose. This reflects even-mindedness, samatvam, as taught in the Bhagavad Gita, remaining steady amid success and failure, pleasure and pain, praise and blame. Like the river, we refine our thoughts and actions by not getting stuck in reactions, but by moving towards with inner stability. When we ponder this, there are so many examples welling up. Many people, in different fields, they come before our mind. That means, we are convinced. The Samatvam Yogam Uchade is not a tall talk. The only thing is, though we know it, we are unable to keep it up. Many incidents. You remember Chinmayananda ji is at early morning, the child cries, then it does so many things, screams, fights, so and so. But all the time the father sees only daughter there. Not tossed here and there by the different types of characteristics of the child. Think, we had many such incidents in our professional life. The boss, how cool he was when we crossed the boundaries of decency. Many, we have seen people. So it is not a tall talk. So what is required is somehow to think about it deeply. There are 2-3 ways to bring in God dimension. One is that everything happens only by His will, so there must be a purpose. And the nature is everything will pass away, nothing will stay true. Like that, we keep on bringing this idea. So it's a very important thing, because this will repair. If this is not kept up, a relationship gets broken, we become panicky, chaotic. Not only we become miserable, we make others miserable. So many things. Very important for all of us. Shloka number 50 is also another important one. Buddhi yukto jahadiha uphe sukrita dushkrite tasmad yogaya yujyasya yoga karmasu kaushalam. One who prudently practices the science of work without attachment can get rid of both good and bad reactions in this life itself. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of working skillfully in proper consciousness. Success is not a matter of chance, but the result of wholehearted involvement, commitment, precision in execution. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that true yoga lies in skillful action, working with full awareness, free from agitation and attachment, proper planning, systematic execution, attention to detail, mindful dedication transform work from a mechanical routine into an act of self-purification. When the mind is fully present and the focus is on the process rather than on the result, work itself becomes an offering, leading to both outer success, inner harmony. Day before yesterday, during our Mauna session, there is an half-an-hour program, half-an-hour session for Seva. We were with the gent section. We don't know what happened to the ladies section. Gent section, normally, hardly they attend to all these things. They were given small vegetable cutting knives and patches, from the coconut tree, the dried leaf. They were given. We were watching from the upstairs. Not a word comes out, it's total silence. Each one takes it out, removes the old leaf, and then at the end, 12 broomstick bundle, beautiful. Whatever we write now, proper planning, systematic execution, with full awareness, free from agitation and attachment. and attention to detail, mindful dedication. It transformed work from a mechanical routine into an act of self-purification. And everybody was joyous when it was bundled and it was brought, Everybody was joyous. Superb. Last month when we were in Chennai, not Chennai, what do you call it? Sirumalai, when we conducted a Mauna session, there also we had, gents took up paper bag, ladies took up I don't call it as embroidery. You might have seen nowadays, there is the fashion now. Everywhere there you can hang it on something like calendar. There, there will be a pouch and something, in different colors. And you can put money, what do you call keys, this and that. So ladies took up that, gents took up that, we were watching. Meticulous. Initially there was little confusion. How to glue, where to glue, how to hold. And in such a short time, everybody was vigilant act. And they were able to do it without uttering a word. And about half a dozen that pouch, and about 20-25 bags, everything came out. So it is not a talk. Anywhere and everywhere when we start doing it, that is the real yajna. Yoga. So success is not a matter of chance, but the result of wholehearted involvement. What is the difference between this and our personal thing? Here there is no self-interest. Absolutely no self-interest. We can ask somebody to get it done, pay the wages, but no. Nobody murmured, why we have been asked to do this. So many plus points. For instance, Rajesh had always approached his work mechanically, rushing through tasks just to meet deadlines. But when he took on a crucial project, he decided to change his approach. He planned meticulously, gathered the right resources, executed each step with full attention. Instead of obsessing over the outcome, he focused on the process, reviewing details, refining his work, and staying engaged without stress. When the project was completed, not only was it a success, but Rajesh also felt deep sense of fulfillment. He realized that working with awareness and dedication had not just improved his result, but also brought him inner peace. Am I acting with skill and detachment or getting caught in expectations? In my daily tasks, am I working with focus and sincerity? Or am I weighed down by worry about results? Two more are there, we will take it up tomorrow. We are not in a hurry. So what is important is all these points, it helps us to refine our mind, make it fit for becoming his chela, his instrument. All these 3 or 4 stanzas when we read now, it is not for learning by heart and reproducing it somewhere. It is directly linked to our daily life. Because daily life none of us can avoid. So our spiritual practice will get strengthened. It will become effective only when this daily life, the other day Chidanandaji's words, daily life and daily sadhana. Daily sadhana is to improve the quality of our life. Daily life offers the opportunity to test what we have learned. Ultimately, the refining process takes place so that we become the fittest instrument in the hands of the great giver, the great originator, the great provider. More of it tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram. Jai Ram. जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम जय जय ओम श्री राम जय जय राम हरि ओम to everybody. हरि ओम
नमस्कार
नमस्कार नमस्कार